What I'm going to do today is work on getting this tabletop complete all the way up to the point to the final finish. So what I've got here so far is those plugs that I talked about. Well, actually, I call them plugs, but they're actually kind of dowels. Is more the correct terminology for it. I've cut them down, ready to start sanding. But before I go into sanding this table, I am going to cut it to its final dimension, which is going to be a 42 by 72. I've already measured the width of it and found that I'm like 42 and a 16th on one side, 42 and an 1/8 on this side. Now, some people would think that that would be okay. Yeah, it could be, but it's not good enough for me. Anyways, so what I got here to correct that is this shop-made jig that I'm going to use my circular saw on. That's going to right in here. Oops, wrong way. Go along like so. Reference off this board and cut me a straight line. So all I need to do now is just plug this guy in and just get it going. And I'm just going to do all four sides. I'm just staggered in. So once I'm all done and everything's going to be down to its final dimension. So. Up to this point. Okay, you guys saw me finalize the cut on this. So it is now 72 by 42, perfectly square. And what I did after that was I broke out the belt sander. That's what I had there, and I had 60 grit sandpaper on it. Now the reason why I used that is because that 60 grit sandpaper will remove a lot of material, and I needed it to do that because there were places where like one board was higher than the other, but it was even here, and it may be lower than the other, but even there. So I needed that to remove all the high spots as good as I can. Alright, and after I did that, I went and grabbed this little hand plane here to help further take out the high spots. Again, this is just the bottom. I'll be basically doing the same thing on the top side of it too. So what I'm going to do next with this is I'm going to break out the orbital sander, sand the entire surface with 80 grit paper. Then I'm going to work my way up to 220. No. Well, yes and no. Alright, here we go. I'm going to get the orbital sander, start off with 80 grit sandpaper, and what that's going to do is help take out these little marks that were left behind from me having the belt sander against the grain, or actually perpendicular to the grain. And the reason why I did that is because actually when you do that, it removes a lot more material as you would with the grain. So that 80 grit is going to take out these marks left over from the belt sander, sand the entire surface. Then I'm going to go to a 120 that's basically going to buff it out, and then 220 grit sandpaper, which is going to pretty much finalize the top, finalize the surface. So let's do it.
Eat you like a venom from a rattlesnake bite. We all here 'cause we're not all there tonight.
Came out pretty good there. I'm pretty satisfied with that. What I need to do, what I think I want to do next, there is no thinking to it. I am going to do it. The different places where I did the pocket hole joinery, I'm going to take some glue and some sawdust and fill those in. Fill those gaps in to make it more smooth, make it look more finished. And once that gets all done and sets and dries, I will probably hit it again with a 220 just to smooth those out. And this side will be basically ready for stain. I'm just going to do just a one coat stain on the underside just so it can have a finished look to it. I don't want to leave it bare with anything. I just think that that's just not the way I do things. If you guys or anybody else does it, you know, more power to you. I'm not going to judge. So the next move is flip this whole thing over, which is actually going to be the actual top, the part that everyone will see when they walk in the dining room and look at the dining table. And basically I'm just going to repeat this process all over again just for the top. So this is going to take a lot of work. Oh yeah, let's do it.
The world he dreams about, he's got a fever. Take a ride in an electric chair. We all here 'cause we're not all there tonight. He says it's really kind of simple. Keep your mind in the middle while your butt spins round and round. Take heed to Satan's preaching. Keep a lifting and a reaching and riding like there ain't no cloud.
Sunday night and it's time to start firing up the grill and take it easy for the rest of the night and get ready for work tomorrow. I'm going to have to go ahead and start wrapping this up for today. Hopefully with that last little bit you guys were able to see how this transformed from beginning to end. You know, keep in mind this was originally 2x12 construction grade lumber and it's now basically ready to be used at the tabletop. So that being said, you can start seeing that this thing is starting to come together. Envision this being the table upside down. So you got your leg there. Let's see here. You got an apron there. So hopefully that'll help visualize on basically how it's going to look. So now what I need to do is decide on an overhang what I want. I'm probably going to go with maybe an inch or 2 inch overhang, and that's going to determine how far these legs go in and how long these aprons are going to be. And I'm probably going to finish that up tomorrow. And maybe even just go ahead and just put the whole base together and take it inside and get it ready for paint. The only thing left I really need to do on the top is, you know, fill those little bad spots where the pocket hole joinery took place. And I haven't decided what kind of a profile I want to use, but what I mean by profile is I am going to take my router and route the edge, the top edge, all the way around the top of the table to soften up the edge and maybe even give it more of a, I don't know, maybe a design feel to it. So that's pretty much it. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and hopefully that we all make it through the work week in one piece. So, adios.
choice. He's a different breed with a voice down deep inside. I'm screaming he was born to ride. He's got fever. Yeah, makes me crazy 'cause he makes no sense. Like running from his shadow out of self-defense.